Google's ranking factors for SEO, a complete guide. Did you know that Google makes thousands of updates to its search engine every year? That means that SEO factors that were relevant a few years ago might not be relevant any longer. What's more, Google has over 200 ranking factors that it uses in its algorithm to rank a web page. That is why it's important that you stay updated on all the changes and have a full understanding of each of the SEO factors that Google takes into account. So here I have compiled a complete list of SEO factors that can help you understand what best practices you need to follow in order to rank in Google SERP. This list comprises of page-level SEO factors that are domain-level, site-level SEO factors, how backlinking affects SEO, how user interactions affect your SERP ranking, how Google uses brand signals as an SEO factor, web spam that can negatively affect your SEO, special algorithm rules, and as conclusion, the top SEO factors among this list. So let's start with page-level SEO factors. First, of course, comes high-quality content. One of the most important factors that Google considers when ranking a web page is whether the content present is of high quality. What does high-quality content mean for Google? Well, it means creating helpful, reliable, people-first content that provides original information with research analysis when appropriate, includes comprehensive answers on the topic, and gives substantial value to its readers such that they feel satisfied after reading the content. You can learn more about Google's guide to creating high-quality content in Google's web posts. Next is content length. Some people incorrectly believe that in order to rank your web page, your content must be of a particular word count or length. This is false. Google does not have a preferred word count. However, it is interesting to note that web pages that rank on the first page in Google do have a higher word count. In fact, one study from Backlinko showed that web pages that rank on Google's first page contain an average of 1,447 words. But what that means is that rather than the content length, the fact that these web pages gave comprehensive answers to the queries that the searchers had is what made them rank on the first page. Covering a topic in depth. The same study from Backlinko also shows that content that covered a topic in depth and answered queries from every angle clearly ranked higher than pages that did not give an in-depth answer to the topic the searcher had queried for. Title tag. Having a keyword in the title tag is no longer as important as it once was. Studies do show that keyword optimization of the title tag does not correlate to a higher first-page Google ranking. However, the title tag is still an important on-page SEO signal. As per Moz study, having the keyword at the start of the title tag does tend to make the web page perform better than web pages that have the keyword at the end. Meta tag description. The meta tag description is not used as a direct ranking signal by Google. However, having a compelling meta tag description can attract users to click your web page more in comparison to other web pages. This increases your click-through rate. And since click-through rate is a key ranking factor, meta tag does act as an indirect ranking signal for Google. The H1 tag. H1 tags are kind of a secondary title tag. If the title is what a user first sees when they do a search query, H1 title is what they see if clicking on and going into the web page. H1 tag is used as a secondary relevancy signal by Google. So having a compelling H1 tag and making it relevant to the topic you write about will tend to give your web page a better performance. Keywords in subheadings such as H2, H3 tag, etc. The H2 to H6 subheading tags act as another weak relevancy signal when keywords are placed in them. They help Google understand the structure of the page along with each specific section of the page is about. Term frequency inverse document frequency. This is a numerical statistics that reflects how much relevant a word is to the content of a web page. The more often a keyword and keywords related to it appears on a page, the more likely it is that the page is about that keyword. But keep in mind that this does not mean that you will do keyword stuffing, as that will get you penalized by Google instead. Keywords should come naturally into your content to enhance the topic you're writing about, rather than using them to solely rank in Google, including latent semantic indexing keywords in the content. Latent semantic indexing keywords are words that are semantically relevant to the main keyword. They help search engines understand the meaning of the keyword and what the content is about when there is more than one meaning for the keyword. For example, are you talking about microorganism Parasite or Parasite, which is a 2019 movie? Having semantically relevant keywords in the meta tag description and title tag helps Google discern between words that have multiple meanings and thus may act as a relevancy signal. Page load speed. Page load speed is now a key ranking factor for both Google and Bing. This is understandable, as what search engines want is that their users get the best user experience possible. If the web page that is search engine show has slow load speed, then of course the user will not have a great experience with Google, which Google and Bing would want to avoid at all costs. Accelerated mobile pages, short for AMP. Accelerated mobile pages. Although accelerated mobile pages, which is called AMP in short, are not a direct Google ranking factor, it is intended to increase load speed for the mobile version of web pages and thus may indirectly help web pages rank higher on mobile. AMPs have their own issues though, since they strip most of the complex coding of the web page and show a cached version of your web page from Google server. You get limited analytics on the traffic generated from AMP and also lose out on lead generation from the web page if you have implemented AMP. If you want to read more about AMP, there is a wonderful guide from Neil Patel on accelerated mobile pages. Duplicate content. Having duplicate content on the same site can negatively affect the web page's search engine ranking even if the content is modified. Usually the effect that is seen is cannibalization, whereas the two duplicate content is competing to rank for the same keywords and taking each other's rank down, harming the overall visibility of the website. Image and video optimization. Image and video on a web page give search engines important relevancy signal about the content through their file name, alter text, title, and caption. Optimizing these sections greatly help Google to know what they are about and rank them for relevant search queries. Content freshness. Google favors content that is either recently published, especially for time-sensitive search queries, or that is regularly updated over ones that are never or sparsely updated. This is because Google wants to give users new information instead of information that might be years old or outdated. In fact, this is so much important that Google shows users some results when the web page was last updated. So updating your content at least once a year is very much important. Frequency of page updates and extent of content changes. Along with the freshness of the content, the frequency of updates and the extent to which each of the content is done also serves as a freshness factor for Google. So content that is updated multiple times in a year has greater freshness factor, as well as updates where whole sections are changed versus fixing typos and making small changes. Table of contents. Having a table of content in your blog post, especially when their content length is high, with links to each specific section of the article, helps Google to better understand what your page's content is about. This can help to rank your page faster and may also sometimes result in site links in SERP results. Outbound links. Outbound quality. According to a study conducted by Reboot Online in 2016, backlinking to good authoritative websites makes Google trust your web page more and has a positive impact on your rankings. The same result was observed by Rand Fishkin from Moss in 2011, and they published their own piece on why external linking is good for SEO. Although these are seemingly old studies, the result hold to this day. Also, the content of outbound link. Google uses the content of the page you link out to for relevancy of your own web page. For example, if your blog page talks about shoes and you link out to the Nike website, it tells that you're talking about Nike shoes and not about shoes from other brands. Also, the number of outbound links. Having good authoritative outbound links is good, but having too many outbound links is actually bad, as it can leak page rank, which can then hurt your page's ranking in the search results. Internal linking. Two things need to be taken into account when it comes to internal linking. Number one, when a number of web pages point to one of your particular web page, it indicates to Google that the particular web page is important in comparison to your other web pages. The number of internal links pointing to a page shows importance. Number two, internal links from authoritative pages of your website have a stronger impact than from pages that are less authoritative. Broken links and affiliate links. Broken links on your web page indicate to Google that you're neglecting your website and thus negatively impact your web page's quality on Google. Having too many affiliate links may cause Google's algorithm to pay more attention to other quality signals of your website to ensure your web page is not a copy-paste affiliate site, meaning affiliate sites where product descriptions and reviews are directly copied from an original merchant without adding any value. Next, PageRank. PageRank is basically a system developed by Google's founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin that measures how authoritative a particular web page is. Google measures how authoritative a web page is by seeing how many good quality and authoritative website backlink to it. Generally, the higher the page rank, the higher it tends to rank in search results. Next, URL of the web page. URLs that are unnecessarily long can hurt the web page's search engine ranking. Many studies have clearly shown that short URLs have a better chance of ranking in Google search. If the URL path of the web page is closer to the homepage, it gets a slight authoritative boost versus web pages that are further away from the homepage. Keywords should also be added to web page's URL as it acts as a small ranking factor according to Google. Lastly, categories in the URL string do provide a thematic signal to Google. Readability and reading level of content. The reading level of the content of a web page is not a ranking factor for Google, as confirmed by Google's senior webmaster, trend analyst John Mueller. But should you care about the reading level of your content when it comes to ensuring your pages rank in Google? Yes, this is because you need to understand who your audience is and what is their search intent. If you're running a blog on the latest scientific discoveries, for example, that is intended for the general public, using simple words and sentences instead of scientific jargons would ensure that your blog is read by many people, and thus it would ensure that you rank higher in Google. HTML errors in your website. Although John Mueller has stated multiple times that errors in HTML do not matter when it comes to SEO ranking, as long as the code can be rendered and SD extracted, you should still ensure that there are as few as possible errors in your HTML. This is because HTML errors can affect the crawl rate, browser compatibility, user experience, and functionality of the website, all of which can indirectly hamper your rankings in Google. Having bullet points or numbered lists when appropriate helps the readability of your content for your readers. If you are using bullet points to answer search queries that are being searched by many, there is a chance that Google may show your answers as a featured snippet in search results. Page ranking for multiple keywords. If your page is ranking for multiple keywords, it can signal quality to Google and hence increase your rank further in search engine result pages. The age of your page. If you ensure that your older content is regularly updated, it can help your page to rank better than newer pages from your competitors. This is because although Google prefers fresh content, if that fresh content is being given by an older page that already had the ranking, it would prefer that over a freshly published web page. The next section talks about SEO factors that are domain level. Park domain. Park domains are those that have been registered and bought, but it has not been yet connected to a website or email hosting and is not being used. A Google update on December 11 has made the search visibility of such domain decreased. So if you are looking to have a website, do not register the domain and keep it not in use for an elongated period of time. Also, do not buy any park domains as your ranking will be decreased. Age of your domain. John Moeller from Google has clearly stated that domain age does not help with SEO in any way. While this may be true, a domain that has been present for a long period of time has shown its trustworthiness to Google maybe is a bit harder to compete against for a newly published website. Keywords in top-level domain. Having keywords in your domain name now only provides a relevancy signal and no longer gives an SEO boost as before. Registration length of a domain. Some blogs on SEO post that when a domain expires is an indication of trust and thus innocent SEO factors. However, this is not true. Most website registrars do not provide registration length, and per John Mueller, this is not what you spend your SEO time on. Change in domain ownership. Google can understand when a domain name changes ownership, so if the purpose of buying an old domain is to rank for queries it used to rank pre-ownership without much effort, it should not be done as there is no benefit. Google advises being always cautious when buying an old domain. If the previous owner burned the domain to the ground by having a lot of spammy links, it can be a hard time for you and a lot of hard work just to bring back the domain to level ground. If you want to learn more about this, there is a video from Matt Cutts, who worked at Google from 2000 to 2016. Exact match domain, EMD for short. What's an exact match domain? It's when the domain name mostly matches a particular search query. It is often done by website owners in hopes of ranking in the top spot for that particular search query. If you're looking to buy a domain name that matches a particular search query in hopes of ranking for that search query, think again. Google's EMD update in 2012 penalizes EMD domains that have bad quality or thin content. That is not to say that having an exact match domain will cause you to get penalized by Google, but rather that it will not boost your SEO by itself, but may get you additionally penalized if your content is bad. Effect of WHOIS on SEO. A private WHOIS along with other signaling factor can indicate to Google that there is something to hide and may negatively affect SEO. Furthermore, if Google identifies a particular website owner as a spammer, they can scrutinize if that person owns other websites and penalize those other sites as well. Country code extension. Having a country code extension such as .bd, .ph, .fr at the end of your domain name instead of .com can help you to rank your site for that particular country. However, it can limit your site's ranking in other countries. The next section talks about site-level SEO factors. Having contact information in your website. In Google's Quality Raters guideline, it states the type and amount of contact information needed depend on the type of website. Contact information and customer service information are extremely important for websites that handle money, such as stores, banks, credit card companies, etc. Users need a way to ask questions or get help when a problem occurs. Although this is not part of the algorithm, it does show that Google considers contact info an important aspect of a website's user experience. Furthermore, having your contact info such as your business name, business address, and phone number appear on other websites is considered a citation. And citation has been a local SEO factor for Google since 2019, if not before. Having your contact information also increases the click-through rate, which is an SEO ranking factor. Trust rank or domain authority. Google's trust rank is a very important SEO factor as it measures the trustworthiness of a website. Google measures this by evaluating different trust signals, one of which is the quality of the inbound links to the website. A lot of very high quality inbound links that are coming from relevant sources indicate to Google that the website can be trusted. By relevant sources, we mean that if your business is about real estate, you should be getting high quality backlinks that seem natural and not bought from articles and sources that talk about real estate instead of, say, that talk about entertainment. There is no direct way to measure Google's trust rank for your website, but Moz has developed its own metric called Moz Trust, which tries to copy trust rank. Its domain authority, or DA in short, is a pretty good alternative measurement of how much your site can be trusted by Google and can be helpful to indirectly measure trust rank. Similar metrics are also used by other SEO software tools such as SEMrush, Ahrefs, and Ubersuggest. Sitemap. Although sitemaps aren't SEO factor, it does help search engine index your web page faster and more thoroughly, which helps to improve the visibility of your website. Downtime and server issues. If your site faces a lot of downtime due to server issues and maintenance, it can negatively impact your SERP ranking. In severe cases, Google or other search engine may even de-index your website for its search results. Your site's server location can also affect your SEO rankings. This is very much evident by the fact that if you search real estate on google.com, the result can be different than if you searched it on google.com.au. Use of HTTPS. Google considers the security of websites through HTTPS encryption as one of the top main priorities for its users. Hence why HTTPS is a ranking signal for Google. Thus, having an SSL certificate will ensure your website ranks over sites that do not. Expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, EAT for short. EAT is a principle that Google's human search quality raters use to rate the quality and effectiveness of web pages in search results. Human quality raters in Google go through web pages in search results to rate web pages on how much expertise they have on the topic, how much credibility they have on the publishing the content, and how much trustworthiness they are in publishing it. Trustworthiness is the most important factor among the three. Although EAT is not a direct Google ranking factor, how human search quality raters rank web page does help Google to improve its search algorithm, thus making EAT an important aspect of SEO. After all, if Google algorithm deems your website to not be trustworthy, authoritative, and not have no expertise, it is highly unlikely that it will rank your web page in search results. Mobile optimization and usability. Mobile optimization is now an important SEO factor for Google. With over more than half of worldwide search happening on cell phones, this might not come as a surprise to anymore. Simply put, if your website is not optimized for mobile phone users, your website will fall in ranking and miss out on a huge chunk of visitors. Site navigation and usability. Traditionally, a website's navigation and usability are seen as a separate concern from search engine optimization. However, a website that has poor usability and navigation will have a high bounce rate, decreased page views, and time spent on the site by users, which will indicate to Google that its users do not like the site, thereby hurting search engine rankings. Google's Core Web Vitals. The Core Web Vital report in Google Search Console shows how your page is performing based on real-world usage data. It measures performance through three metrics: largest contentful paint, LCP for short, first input delay, FID for short, and cumulative layout shift, CLS for short. Having a Core Web Vital report is important as it means that users are having a great page experience. Per Google, it is one of the many signals that are used to rank pages and can act as a tiebreaker between two contents of equal quality when one has a better page experience per CWV metrics. Google Analytics and Google Search Console. Using GA4 and GSC is not a ranking factor for Google, though some think using it gives Google better usage data to have the site rank in its search result. But Google has denied this myth. However, using GA and GSC does give you all the data and metrics of your site performance, enabling you to make better decisions to optimize your site for SEO. Breadcrumb navigation. Breadcrumbs are website links, usually on the top part of your web page, just below the navigation bar, that allows users to see where they are on your website. Google uses breadcrumbs to categorize information in search results that you will often see breadcrumbs for a certain web page, especially product pages being displayed in search results in Google. Since this helps users to navigate your website and help Google to categorize it, breadcrumbs kind of help in your SEO. Server location of your website. Per Google, server location does affect which location where your web page will rank. So if your website's IP address is in the UK, for example, it will be easier for you to rank in SERP in the UK than in the USA. A good example of this is if you typed in ATM booth in google.com.us, result would be different than what you would get if you searched for the same result in google.com.uk. User reviews and business reputation. A business's reputation in business review websites such as Yelp or even Google may play an important role in search engine results ranking algorithms. If customers frequently have a bad experience with your business and regularly give you poor ratings and submit complaints, Google's algorithm can demote you in its search engine rankings. You can read more on this on relevant blog posts. The next section talks about how backlinking affects SEO. Backlink from aged domains. Getting backlinks from websites that have aged may count more towards ranking than getting them from new domains. However, no matter how aged a domain is, in order for the backlink to count, the domain itself must be trustworthy and must have relevancy as well. Number of root domains that backlink to your website. When it comes to backlinking, the number of referring domains from trustworthy sites is an important ranking factor in Google's algorithm. A number of studies have shown that when you exclude URLs with zero backlinks, the top 3 searches result have a higher number of referring domains than those that rank lower in search results. Backlink quality and authority. More important than the number of backlinks is perhaps the authoritativeness and quality of the referring page and its root domain. The authority of a referring page, called PageRank, is an extremely important as an SEO ranking factor, as a number of studies have shown that getting a few backlinks from authoritative and trustworthy sites is more important to rank in Google than getting many backlinks from less authoritative and spammy websites. Multiple backlinks from different pages of the same domain. According to a Moz study on possible search engine ranking factors, correlation data showed that getting backlinks from different pages of the same root domain contributed to the ranking of a web page in search results. Backlink location in the referring web page. The Moz study also found that backlinks that were located at the top part of the page contributed more as a ranking factor than backlinks that were located at the bottom part of the content. Hence why it is advisable, if you can choose to get a backlink on a particular web page, try to ensure that the backlink is located at the top part of the content rather than at the end. Anchor text of the backlink. Google associates anchor text with the pages it links back to better understand what the backlinked web page is about. Does appropriate anchor text give Google a strong relevancy signal for ranking the web page? However, over-optimized anchor text can work as a web spam signal to Google, as it can signal to Google that the backlinks are probably bought instead of being acquired naturally. Links from ads. Links from ads are tagged as rel sponsored and do not count anything towards SEO. No-follow links. The no-follow attribute was first introduced in 2005 to combat link spamming in comments. Its introduction made all such links that are spammed in comments of social media posts, forums, etc. useless. In 2020, Google made slight changes to how it handles the no-follow tag. In its official statement, Google stated that starting from March 1, 2020, backlinks that have no-follow attributes will give hints for crawling and indexing purposes. While this does not mean that it is an SEO factor, it still may give a hint on small relevancy signal to Google's search engine about the web page that has been backlinked to. UGC tag. Backlinks that have rel UGC tags are also neglected by Google when it comes to search engine ranking. UGC tags are defined as user-generated content, which are usually comments on blog posts and social media. Contextual links. A contextual link is text link within a paragraph that has a related idea in relation to what has been backlinked. For example, in a paragraph, you're writing about dog breeds found in the UK, you backlink to an article about the top 10 popular dog breeds that people get in the UK. Such links are considered to provide a more powerful relevancy signal to Google than backlinks that are either not placed with contextual content or are placed in empty sections of the web page separate from the content. Domain relevancy. Getting backlinks from domains that are in the same niche and talk about the same topic carry more weight than getting a backlink from domains that talk about unrelated topic. Page relevancy. Similar to domain relevancy, getting backlinks from web pages that talk about related content carries more weight than getting backlinks from pages that talk about unrelated topics. Matched keyword in the title of referring page. A backlink from a page that has your keyword in its title will be more relevant to Google than getting a backlink from a page that does not have your keyword in its title. Link velocity. A website that is consistently getting links will signal Google that the web page is gaining popularity and result in Google boosting its search engine rankings. On the other hand, the website that is losing its backlinks will signal to Google that its popularity is decreasing and so will be deranked by Google instead. It is important to keep in note that an increase in spammy and low quality links will only increase in ranking for Google for a short period of time, after which Google inevitably will heavily penalize the site, which can result in a permanent penalty of not being able to rank in Google. The Hilltop algorithm. The Hilltop algorithm, along with PageRank, helps Google to identify web pages that are expert and authoritative. How Hilltop does this is by first identifying expert pages on specific topics and then saying how they're backlinking to. Thus, if the web page is backlinked to websites that are considered top resources on the relevant topic, it will get special treatment from Google. Co-citations. In research done by Rand Fishkin from Moz, he showed that co-citation is perhaps a stronger signal than anchor texts in backlinks when it comes to search engine ranking. What are co-citations? It's when other websites are citing your web page in addition to a particular keyword with or without directly backlinking the web page. Since co-citations tend to be more naturally acquired when people talk about your web page, Google may give it more importance and thus it associates your website with what people are talking about in your website to rank on it on the related keyword without you having to necessarily optimize for that specific word. Backlink age. The age of a backlink is a sign of trust to Google. This is because paid links are more prone to be removed after a certain period of time than naturally occurring links. Thus, if your backlinks stay for a long time in the same place, it is a signal to trust your website. Link reciprocal. In regards to backlinking, Google always advises to avoiding link spamming. For example, excessive link exchanging, which is like I link to your website while you link back to mine, can flag your website for usage of link schemes and penalize your website instead. Number of outbound links on page. A web page can only pass a limited amount of page rank it's backlinking to. So a page with hundreds of do-follow links will pass less rank that only has a few meaningful backlinks. Backlinks from forum. Google devalues backlinks from forums due to widespread link spamming that occurs with black hat SEO. If you do submit links on forum to perhaps get direct traffic, be sure to tag them with the rel nofollow attribute so that Google does not penalize you. Content quality of linking web pages. Alongside the authoritativeness of the backlinking website, The content quality is also important. Getting backlinks from content that is poorly written or short will not pass as much value as from well-written content. This is because poorly written content itself will not rank well in Google, no matter how much authoritative the root domain site is. Thus, it will have a limited page rank itself and will be able to pass less than one that has more page rank. Alter tag in images and videos. Alter tags act just like anchor text for image and videos and act as a relevancy signal to help Google understand what the image or video is about so that it can rank it for the appropriate keywords in SERP. The next section talks about how users' interactions affect your SERP ranking. RankBrain. RankBrain is the third most important factor for search engine ranking and is a machine learning algorithm that Google has created to help them process and understand search queries in order to provide better search results to its users. It is able to tweak Google's search algorithms and see how users interact with the new search results. Thus, one of the main purposes is to analyze how users interact with the search results and implement changes in the Google search algorithm in order to improve user satisfaction with SERP. Organic click-through rate for specific queries. There is no compelling evidence that Google uses CTR as a direct ranking signal. However, it is evident that indirectly it does affect your rankings. If your web page has a higher than average CTR than your competitors for a particular search query, Google will give your web page a SERP boost for that particular search term. Some ways to ensure your web page has a higher CTR are through giving unique titles, having compelling meta tag descriptions, and using schema. Click-through rate for all keywords that your web page rank for. The overall CTR that your website has for all the keywords and search queries that you rank for may indirectly be a user interaction signal for Google. Bounce rate. The bounce rate is not a direct ranking signal for Google, as Matt Cutts from Google said in a forum that it would not only be spammable but also noisy. And this makes sense because not all websites will have the same interaction rate of users. Depending upon the industry, some web pages will have high user interaction while others, people will just read and then leave the web page. Thus, bounce rate cannot be taken in as reliable data. However, it can be an indirect ranking signal affected by issues in your website that are part of direct ranking factors. For example, if your website has slow load speed, poor ratings in Core Web Vital reports, or has poor content, users will obviously leave your website and you will have an unusual high bounce rate. Whether Google takes that into account as a signal is up for debate. But generally, if your website has no issues with direct ranking factors that do affect bounce rate, it should be good. Pogo sticking. Pogo sticking is when users move from one search result page to another in SERP in the hope of finding a result that will satisfy their query. People leave one web page in search results and jump to another due to several reasons, namely slow loading website, poor quality content, content mismatch, clickbait headlines, and poor page experience. While pogo sticking is not a direct ranking factor, as Google has strongly denied it, some of the issues that make users leave your website and enter another web page in the search result are direct SEO ranking factors. Direct traffic. Although a SEMrush study showed a significant correlation between the increase in direct traffic and SEO rankings, correlation does not equate to causation, and direct traffic is not a Google ranking factor. The reason is simple. It would be far too easy to manipulate should direct traffic had been a signal for Google SERP ranking. User comments. According to John Mueller from Google, comments on web pages, when moderated to ensure that it talks about the relevant topic in the web page, can help with SEO rankings. This is because when user comments stay on topic, it provides Google additional context. It also signals to Google that the web page is popular as people are engaging with it. On the other hand, if your users are commenting with spammy links, random words, etc., it can signal Google to decrease your ranking. Other user metrics of Google Analytics. Many SEO experts claim user metrics such as dwell time, returning traffic, etc. affect SEO rankings. However, Martin Splitt in a 2019 Twitter clarified that they do not in fact use any of the GA user metrics metrics for SEO ranking. But that is not to say you should not look into these metrics. Metrics from GA and Google Search Console are all indicators of the health of your website. So if you're doing good with SEO, these metrics should correlate to good performance scores. However, the metrics themselves do not have any impact on your search engine rankings. The next section talks about how Google uses brand signals as an SEO factor. Branded anchor text, including brand names and anchor text, can act as a strong brand signal to Google. Brand awareness. Brand awareness is important to rank in SEO. If you want your brand name to be at the top of the search results for the brand search query, it's important to make people be aware of your brand and have them search your brand name or brand plus keyword in search engines. When people search for your brand along with keywords of product services you sell, not only does it show Google that your brand is real, it also associates your brand with these products and services and may get you a boost on non-branded keywords of the associate products. Social media page link and shares. Having active and engaging social media pages for your brand enables your brand to not only be in the top result in search queries, it also makes Google link your social media profiles when someone searches for your brand, which increases the legitimacy of your brand to the searchers. Furthermore, like and shares in social media also indirectly affect your search engine rankings, social metrics, and signals. Information tied to verified online profiles. Per the former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, information that is tied to verified online profiles is ranked higher in Google than content without such verification. Brand mentions. As previously mentioned for co-citations, brand mentions without backlinks with associated keywords can act as a brand signal and help Google associate the brand with the keywords that they were mentioned along with. News associated with big brands get shown on the first page. Big brands get frequently mentioned in top stories, and Google can bring news feeds associated with such brands onto the first page. The next section talks about web spam that can negatively affect your SEO. Panda penalty. Panda algorithm update was made to reward sites that are high quality in content and to penalize sites that have low quality. If your website has a sudden steep drop in search visibility, it may be a sign that your site has been hit by Panda. Factors that trigger Panda penalty are thin content, pages with very little relevant text and only containing a few words, duplicate content, copied content such as publishing the same blog post on multiple sites or your own site having multiple pages with variations of the same keyword, low quality content, pages that provide very little value to their human readers, lack of trustworthiness, content that is deemed untrustworthy and false, content farming, a large number of low quality blog posts that are often aggregated from other websites, low quality user generated content, sites that let their users publish posts that are short and are full of grammatical errors, high ad-to-content ratio that disrupts the user experience, content mismatching search query, clickbaity content that promises its users one thing but delivers something else, thin affiliated links, poor content web pages surrounded by affiliated links. Cloaking. This refers to the practice of presenting content to search engines while something entirely different to human users with the intent of manipulating search engine rankings. If caught, and you will be caught, your site will be heavily penalized permanently. Doorways. Doorways are sites or pages created to rank for specific but similar search queries. They lead users to intermediate pages that are not as useful as the final destination, such as having multiple domain names or public pages targeted at specific regions or sites that funnel users to one page. Hacked websites. Hacked websites are penalized temporarily by Google as they give users a poor experience. Hidden texts and links. If you practice placing content on your web page solely manipulate search engines, then beware. Hiding texts and links by making them placed behind images, having them have the same color as the background, using CSS to put them off screen, making their font size or opacity 0 so that only search engines can read them but human readers can't, can get you heavily penalized by Google. Over optimization of website. Google penalizes practices such as keyword stuffing, header tag stuffing, excessive keyword usage without context, and meta text stuffing. Since such pages are deemed low-quality content for its users, they are heavily penalized by Google. Link spam. For Google, any links that are intended to manipulate rankings in Google search results may be considered link spam. Websites that do excessively link spam are often penalized heavily if caught. Link spam includes buying or selling links for the purpose of ranking, excessive link exchanges, using automated services to generate links, requiring a link as part of terms of service, contract, or similar arrangement, text advertisements or text links that don't block ranking credit, low quality directory or bookmark site links, keyword-rich, hidden or low-quality links embedded in widgets that are distributed across various sites, widely distributed links in the footers, forum posting with links and signatures. Misleading functionality. Sites that claim to provide functionality but in reality can be penalized by Google. For example, a site that claims to give online dictionary service but in reality doesn't give it. Sneaky redirect. Sneaky redirects are done maliciously in order to show one content to search engines and another to human users. Example includes showing one content to desktop users but redirecting mobile users to a spammy site. Such practices are also penalized by Google. Auto-generated spammy content. AI-generated spammy content that does not add value to readers has nothing original in it, hence why you should not use ChatGPT created content without editing and curating it. User-generated spam. Site owners are responsible to ensure that their users do not generate spammy content. User-generated spam includes spammy posts in forum, common spams on blogs, and spammy file uploads. If such practices persist without the site owners moderating it, the website can be penalized by Google. IP address flagged as spam. If your server's IP address is flagged as spam by Google, it can affect all sites on that server. Penguin penalty. Penguin update affected sites that engaged in link schemes and keyword stuffing. Such practices, as mentioned above, can be penalized by the Penguin algorithm. High amount of low-quality links. If your site has a high number of low-quality links from low-quality directory spammy sites, forum posts, etc., Google will penalize your site. Unnatural increase of links. Google can detect sites that suddenly have an unnatural increase in backlinks and can identify if such an increase is legitimate or not. If found to be done through link schemes, Google can penalize the site. The next section talks about special algorithm rules. Diversity in ambiguous keywords. Google will give diverse results on keywords that are ambiguous, such as GDP or TTE. This is because Google doesn't exactly know what exactly you are searching for and will try to give you a mix of results to choose from. Browsing and search history. What you frequently browse or search for and get a SERP boost for you. Featured snippets. Featured snippets are short texts that appear at the top of Google search results, the so-called position 0, in order to quickly answer a search query. The snippets are usually taken from web pages indexed by Google. It can be taken from one single web page that is already ranking on the first page, or in some cases, it can be from multiple web pages. Featured snippets are important because it presents an opportunity to get more organic clicks from the search results without having to rank higher in Google. Meaning, your web page can be in 5th position in the search results, but if your web page qualifies for a snippet, it gets featured at the top and you get more visibility. Featured snippets do not come in every search results though, and there is no way to guarantee that your web page will be featured in some queries where there are featured snippets. However, there are ways to optimize your web page to maximize your chances of getting a featured snippet. Geo-targeting. Geo-targeting is when you tell Google that your website is for a specific location. For example, a website for clothing brand that only sells clothes in Chicago, Illinois. Geo-targeting can be done in a number of ways, such as through using local server IP or using country-specific domain extensions. Google will tend to rank you higher for your geo-targeting location, but will make it harder for you to rank in SERP for other locations. Valid DMCA complaints. If a website gets too many copyright removals or DMCA complaints that are valid, Google will punish the site and decrease its rank or entirely to index it. YMYL pages. Web pages that talk about topics that could impact a person's future happiness, health, financial stability, and safety are called Your Money or Your Life web pages. YMYL for short. YMYL pages include topics such as news and current events, information about the citizenry, government and law, finance, shopping, health and safety, and information about the specific demographic pertaining to, for example, age, ethnicity, religion, etc. Google takes YMYL pages very seriously, and such pages must show expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, EAT, in their respective field. They must be user-focused and unique, give links to relevant external sources, follow on-page SEO best practices as dictated by Google, build high-quality links, and keep their content up to date in order to rank in Google. Vince update. Per Matt Cutts, the Vince update was small changes done in the algorithm that factored EAT more for certain generic search queries, which resulted in helping big brands to rank higher for such keywords. He further stated it would not affect most searches and would not affect long-tail keywords. Lastly, the conclusion. Hope this long and extensive blog post, or the audio version if you're hearing the audio, was helpful enough for you to understand all the factors that you need to take into account in order to rank in Google. While some of these direct factors are part of Google's algorithm, others are not directly part of its algorithm but play an indirect role to affect your SEO rankings. While it is important to take into account the direct ranking factors for Google when you are doing SEO for your website, it's also important that you take the indirect factors into account to take your rankings to the next level. Rand Fishkin from Moz has this great video explaining this exact point. If you skimmed through the blog post and just wanted to know what are the most SEO ranking factors for Google in 2023, they are high quality content. Unless you can make user-focused content that is unique and satisfies the queries of the searchers, you will never be able to rank. Number 2, keywords in title and H1 tag. Although its importance has waned over the years, it is still an important ranking signal for Google. Number 3, keyword optimization. This should occur naturally, keeping in mind to keep the content user-focused. Any type of keyword stuffing or other black hat SEO techniques will have negative consequences. Number 4, backlinks. Google gives a lot of importance to backlinks, but having backlinks from authoritative and trustworthy sites and acquiring them naturally is more important than the number of backlinks. Number 5, mobile friendliness. Because the majority of searches now are done through mobiles or cell phones, Google gives a lot of importance that your website is mobile friendly. Unless you implement mobile optimization, you will miss out on a large portion of possible visitors to your website, and your rankings in the desktop version can get negatively affected too. Number 6, website load speed. Website load speed, along with other factors of core web vitals, is important in giving good user experience and is critical for SEO ranking. Number 7, website security. The use of HTTPS is vital to ensure that your website is secured and ranks in Google. Furthermore, it is also important to prevent your website from being hacked, as they can negatively affect your rankings. 8, search intent and content relevancy. Because of how RankBrain works and its importance, it is critical that your content is relevant to the searcher's intent and lets the searcher accomplish what he or she is trying to do with the search. And number 9, internal linking. Although much less important, internal linking not only helps search engines navigate through your website, it also passes page rank and tells Google what your web page on your website are important in comparison to others. Hope you liked my blog post, or if you're hearing the audio version, hope you like this. If there are any comments you would like to add, please go to a corresponding blog post, leave out a comment. Hope you appreciated our effort. Thanks a lot. Bye.